you insist. Nice.
You know what it's time for?
Hog.
Open up the sky!
One enemy remaining.
This game's so
Nice.
broken, dude. So it's finally here. Yes, after months of teasers and tantalizing tweets about the super secret Project A, cancelled creator events, and tightly controlled embargoes, the Valorant beta is here, and my god, what a reception. As the Valorant hype train gathers more and more speed, it seems like every single streamer, YouTuber, and gamer with even a passing interest in FPS games is well and truly on board. The game peaked at 1.7 million viewers yesterday on Twitch, which is far beyond anything I've ever seen, and absolutely embarrasses the record set for CSGO majors. It probably helps that, like Call of Duty Warzone, Riot Games have hit unbelievably lucky timing with the world on lockdown and more people playing and watching games than ever, but still, that's pretty damn impressive. The question on my mind though is whether there's any substance behind all this Valorant fever, or if it's all just clever marketing by Riot Games and the, let's be honest, somewhat fickle influencers who have been oh so complimentary about the game from day one. Well, I got into the beta yesterday and have played about 4 hours so far, so it's definitely too early to answer that question with any degree of certainty. But let me give you a quick flavour of what you can expect when you jump in and my initial impressions. Before we dive in though, make sure you check out my Twitch channel in the description and go and follow me over there. I streamed my first few games last night and will be streaming Valorant every night over the next few days, so it would be absolutely lovely if you popped in to say hi. Right, let's start off with the good stuff, shall we? First of all, it runs pretty damn well. I didn't have any major issues with frame rate even while streaming, and the simple graphics style means that even if you turn down some of the settings, the game retains its clean, colourful look. The netcode seems solid, especially for the first day of a public beta. My shot's always connected and I have yet to experience any ping or network-based frustration. I also managed to successfully add and play with a friend, game in, game out, without ever having our party randomly disbanded or disconnected. There are far too many AAA games who can't even get this right in a full release. Looking at you, Master Chief Collection. So Riot gets a 10 out of 10 on this one. Next, the hero abilities. I'll be the first to admit I thought they looked wacky, stupid, and broken in every single video I saw of the game prior to playing it. I refused to believe the YouTubers who told me that they weren't an issue, instead convincing myself that they would be the main reason to hate Valorant and stick with the clearly superior CSGO. But they're basically fine. Well, mostly, anyway. 95% of my engagements were straight up gunfights with no silly bullshit, and the visual noise that looked awful in videos isn't nearly as bad when you're actually in game. I'll circle back to the not so fine bits in a second, although the intro to this video might have given you a clue. Then there's the actual gameplay. The gunplay is rock solid and basically feels like an easier version of CS. The buy menu and economy is reasonably intuitive. Being able to buy stuff directly for your teammates works really well, and all the animations are crisp and satisfying. Most importantly of all though, the game is fun. It just is. It's got tense moments, it's got hilarious moments, it's fun with friends, it's a good game. I don't know if it's a great game yet, but it's definitely a good one. Okay, now for the bit that as a Britlander I enjoy the most, complaining. I suppose I'll give them the benefit of the doubt that it's still a beta, but here goes. The movement is sort of weirdly slow. I know I shouldn't just compare it to CS, but literally everything in the game except the heroes is lifted straight from CS, so I'm gonna. The standard running speed feels sluggish compared to the slick aim and fast-paced abilities. It slightly ruins what is an otherwise fantastic feeling movement system, and it also makes shoulder peeking nigh on impossible, which I'm not a fan of. Speaking of those abilities, remember how I said they were mostly fine? Holy crap, Brimstone's orbital strike is dumb. Maybe there's a counter to it that people just haven't learned yet, but from where I was sitting last night, it felt like a very cheap insta-kill button that only requires me to know vaguely where my opponents are. This has no place in a competitive game that's trying to take on Counter-Strike. There were also a couple of instances where I out-aimed and killed an enemy, only to be killed by an ultimate they triggered just as they died. I'm used to this happening in other more casual games with grenades and the like, but again, it felt kind of unfair and out of place. Then there's the minimap/radar, which is utterly terrible. It's way too hard to see where your teammates are, who's got the bomb, and which ones your friends are. In fact, general visibility of what's going on in the game is an issue for me. I know I'm still getting used to everything, but there's a lot of room for improvement here. In a similar vein, some of the descriptions and icons for abilities could be a lot clearer. When trying out Omen for the first time last night, I spent a frustrating frustrating match trying to figure out exactly what all of his abilities were, and I still don't know what one of them does. Finally, all the SMGs and assault rifles look way too similar. In CS, I can see a dropped gun and instantly know what it is and whether I want to pick it up. In Valorant, I have to run over and read the name, then try and remember whether this generic looking AR is better or worse than the one I already have in my hands. Oh, and one more thing. Sniping is weirdly unsatisfying, but I can't quite put my finger on why. Might have to report back on that one. Anyway, that's it folks. Moaning aside, I did have a blast playing last night and we'll be streaming again tonight, so stop by and let me know your thoughts on Valorant so far. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new, ding that bell for notifications, and stay tuned for more Valorant content coming soon. Thanks for watching folks. I'll see you on the next one.